The Shadow Secretary of State for Wales, Jo Stevens, told me about her own first meeting with Anne.
So when I first met Anne, apart from the obvious connection of us being part of the Welsh Labour family, turned out we'd both grown up in small villages very near to each other in Flintshire in North Wales. Her father was a metallurgist like mine. Her mother had been a teacher like mine. And then we ended up living on the same street a few doors away from each other in Cardiff for a long time. And so I knew of her. And then when I was elected in 2015, she was really supportive to me. For women in Wales particularly, and Labour women in Wales, she was an absolute trailblazer for us. You know, if it hadn't been for Anne, people like me would never have got elected to Parliament. And at one point, she was the only MP in Wales out of the 40 MPs who was a woman.
That's an astonishing fact. And in fact, I think when she was elected, she was the first woman to be elected in the valleys, wasn't she?
Yes, absolutely. Because it was, you know, and Anne was very clever about this because she wanted to represent a mining constituency. And it was that whole thing about taking up the cause of miners who'd suffered pneumoconiosis and fighting to get them compensation. And then obviously later on, she became famous for going underground at the colliery in Tower.
Oh, how are you feeling?
Bit feeble at the moment, but I'm very pleased that we managed to get some kind of reprieve for Tower.
And that campaigning on behalf of the miners at the Tower colliery, who bought the mine eventually, that really set the tone, I think, for a lot of her life in Parliament. She was very much a campaigning politician, a very determined politician, wasn't she?
She was a principled and passionate campaigner for her constituents, especially for the causes and the people that she went into politics to fight for. She brought forward a bill which became law to make taking a woman or girl out of the UK for female genital mutilation a criminal offence. We had laws in place, but I think there'd been one prosecution. So she brought forward new legislation, which she got through the House and through Parliament, specifically to improve that. And her decades-long campaign on behalf of the Iraqi Kurds, she would use her journalistic skills to cross-examine and push and dig until she got the answers that she was after. She said and she saw how working with other nations and nationalities broadened her horizon. And I will always remember her, not just as a proud Welsh woman, but as a proud European woman too.